One of the easiest things you can do to really elevate your cooking is to get a firm grasp on how to thicken your sauces and your stews. There are three major ways of doing that. One is going to be overheat for a long period of time. You're going to cook down in your tomato sauce or a lot of your stews and chilies that way. You can also use a cornstarch slurry or make a roux. Now, to make a roux, we need to melt some butter. While this butter is melting, we're gonna go ahead and throw together a cornstarch slurry because it's as simple as 1 tablespoon of cornstarch to 1 tablespoon of water. We got our cornstarch. We're just gonna pop that in the bowl here. And 1 tablespoon of water. And the reason we're doing it as a slurry is because cornstarch clumps. And if you put it directly into your sauce, it'll be clumpy and gross and it won't incorporate. But all we do is add equal parts water and we make all those clumps disappear before we ever even add it to our sauce. And it's like they were never there. That simple is a cornstarch slurry. Meanwhile, we've got butter warming up in our pan here, and roux is equal parts fat. It can be any fat. It can be bacon grease, it can be oil, all kinds of different things. And it'll kind of depend what you use depending on what you're gonna make with it. When I make sausage gravy, I use the fat from the sausage that I've rendered to make my roux. So to make this classic roux, we're gonna start off with our 1/2 cup of melting butter and add a 1/2 cup of flour. All right, we've got our fully melted butter. We're gonna add a little bit of flour in here at a time, working this over a medium to medium-high heat, just stirring this flour in with the butter. Now once we add all of our flour and everything's incorporated, the roux will have to come up to temperature and then it will start to thicken. So don't be worried if at first it's still looking a little more liquidy than you would like. It will thicken, and when you add it to your sauces, your sauce will need to be also at that temperature for the roux to work. So patience. And as we're adding our flour in here, not only is it incorporating with the butter, but we're also going to be toasting it a little bit. So there are really 3 levels of roux. So first you'll have your white roux, which is pretty much as soon as this flour is incorporated and it's all come together, that's your white roux. It has the most thickening power of all the roux and will impart the least flavor. Then there'll be a blonde roux, which is the middle ground, a little bit darker. You're gonna get some toasty notes from the flour being in the skillet a little bit longer, and it's still gonna thicken pretty well. And then a dark roux you're gonna use for stews or gumbo, and it's going to impart a lot of smoky, roasty flavors, and it won't thicken quite as well. And this can be made in advance and held in your refrigerator for whenever you need it. And you can break it out and take a little bit of the roux out and put it in a sauce, and it'll keep for quite a long time in your refrigerator. So there's 3 ways that you can use to thicken sauces at home: overheat over time, with a cornstarch slurry, or with a roux. What are you making? I want to hear about it. Tell me in the comments below, and make sure you guys smash that subscribe button.